Hello everyone, how's it going? I'm WoWcrendor and welcome to Wild Island Quest. This is a game that I found out about on Co-optional Podcast a few weeks ago, about a month ago to be exact, when we were looking through new releases, and this was one of them, and I saw that this company had like 4 of these types of games, and I was like, what the shit is this? And apparently, it's like a choose-your-own-adventure story, and that's right up my alley, but it looked really weird, which is also right up my alley, so this is great. So let's begin Wild Island Quest. This game book has very simple rules. There is no strength or stamina because all your heroes are just kids, and it's unlikely that they will achieve success by brute force. Instead, the luck is taken into consideration because it influences invisibly everyone's life. To find out how lucky you are, the program will roll a die. Roll a die. The number you get will be your luck, and it won't change in course of the game. If you are not satisfied with your result, you can roll it again by pressing a sign in the bottom of the screen. If you face some situations which demand to test your luck, follow the instructions set forth in text. Remember that the success of your adventure depends on your actions, but not on dice rolls, so make thorough preparations for the adventure. Choose your companions carefully. Do not forget that all characters have their strengths and weaknesses. Also pay attention that only one of your friends can take a useful item. Enjoy the game. This sounds great. The valley is covered with mist. Dusk has already fallen. You and your friends, Doyle, Conan, and Irene, are making your way through the coastal shrubbery closer and closer to the edge of the island. Black crooked branches often appear from the fog. They sway like being alive. It's cool outside. A chilly wind is blowing. Sometimes you can hear grinding sounds. Such sounds are usually typical of the floating of ice when the edges of ice blocks clash. Finally, the shrubbery is past and you can come to the edge of the island. Usually it looks like an edge of a chasm, but today everything is different. Today an unknown and mysterious land is floating past the edge of your home. This is famous Wild Island where Cyrus Paganel was on the expedition. The expedition? You heard about it many times, and now you see the island with your own eyes. Quickly, screams Conan, or we won't make it! Your friends run towards the edge and jump over one by one. Even Doyle is already on the other side, waving to you. Henry, come to us! You run towards them. There's the edge of the island. There's the fearsome chasm. Wild Island is slowly floating ahead, as the chasm seems to be a black river. Having gathered your strength, you jump. What? You jump up and figure out that you are in bed. The room is filled with morning light. Parents are very close discussing something. Hold on. This shit just happened. So this was a dream. It was a dream. Snoopy is sniffing something in the corner of the room. Having noticed that you awoke, he lively runs up to you and tries to lick your face, jumping near the bed. You laugh and give him a hug. For almost a year, you had been asking your parents to buy a dog and finally got this devoted friend on your birthday. Snoopy is a very young dog, better say, a puppy. He is curious about everything and follows you everywhere. Without doubt, this day will be interesting, and the most amazing thing is that Wild Island really approaches Mech-City. What? Mech-City? Wild Island is just a plot of land that floats constantly close to your island that is called Mech-City, the same as the main city. I'm lost. Usually it is quite far, but nevertheless, there were foolhardy travelers who were able to get there on balloons filled with hot air. However, something has happened, and Wild Island is getting closer to Mech-City with every passing day. This hot issue is being discussed by all scientists and travelers. According to the latest research, today Wild Island will float to the edge of Mech-City and will stay close for almost a day. Where it is going to fly after, nobody knows. The laws of islands floating are poorly studied so far, even by the most prominent scientists. Well, it's time to get ready, otherwise you can be late. You can't miss such a rare event. Go out. Great choices so far. Oh my, look at his face. What the shit? He looks like one of those weird kids' toys. You know what I mean? One of those weird, like, stuffed kids' toys for, like, 5-year-old girls at Walmart. You know what I mean? You stand in front of your house. A garden overgrown with weed is around you. All right, man. A garden overgrown with weed. In the center of the garden, an old shed can be seen. You like to play with friends there. Snoopy is jumping by your feet, running aside as times towards something he is interested in. What? What do you wish to do? Let's go to the shed. You're approaching the old shed. You know every trail, every crack, how many times you played here, imagining yourself in caves of another island, or inside an airship. Or using the gasoline. You step inside. There is a workbench here, surrounded by piles of long, waved wood shavings. Various gardening tools are in the corner near the workbench. On the other side, your father fixed a few shelves full of all sorts of things. There is a small metal canister with a long spout on one of the shelves. Father uses it to deal with weeds in the garden. The liquid astonishes and frightens you at the same time. The stuff kills weeds at once and nothing can grow there for a long time. You heard frightening rumors that cannibal plants grow on Wild Island. Looking around, you take the canister and put it in your backpack. Now you feel safer. Go back. Here's the thing. Cannibal plants would just eat other plants, so who gives a shit, right? But human-eating plants, that's a whole different story. But those wouldn't be cannibal plants. Those would be human-eating plants. Checkmate, atheists. You stand in front of your house, a garden overgrown with weed. Okay, weed garden, I got it. So let's go to the city center then. Okay. You're on the main square of Mech-City. People bustle about like ants, going on errands. You can get to many interesting places, but the most important is not to miss the approach time. What is this guy doing? It's like, hello, it is me, businessman. And then he's just, I don't know what he's doing, man. And there's this lady, there's this guy with a weird-ass hat that looks like a pan. And then there's these two people talking. On the western edge of the square, you can see the house of a famous Mech-City huntsman, Beowulf, a father of your friend, Conan. How many times are they going to say Mech-City? You can drop in to see him if you like. Conan will certainly want to join you. There is a library in the northwest. You can look for something interesting there, something that may prove useful. In the northeast, there is the house of the inventor Nicholas Swift, a father of your friend Doyle. Doyle is probably at home because he likes to spend his free time in Father's workshop. They say knowledge is power. Maybe it's wise to invite him to go with you. The house of traveler Cyrus Paganel is on the eastern edge of the square. It is he who was on Wild Island, and he can tell you something that is not written in even Doyle's books. You can also return home and stay there for a while, or go to a place where Wild Island is expected to float and just wait for approaching. Just wait for approaching. It's up to you. I don't remember anything. I guess the library would be good. Mech-City Library towers above you. It's an enormous building with a roof crowned by pointed steeple topped with a book and a gear. Wow, a book and a gear? This place is fancy. Here you can get access to the knowledge available to city's scholars, provided you know what you're looking for. Sometimes the doors of the library open and people go in and out. You see the honor roll nearby. Look at the honor roll. What? Prominent citizens, Mr. X and Felix Emerald Fortune. Thanks for valuable contribution in development of Mech-City. I'm going to take a wild guess and say these are the game devs. That's my wild guess. I know, kind of crazy, but that's what I'm saying. For a second, you stop in front of it. You feel pride because so remarkable people live in your city. But it's time to go. You come to the counter. A tall, skinny librarian's looking inquiringly at you. What would you like to know about Wild Island? Inhabitants. The book contains pictures of savagely looking people in loincloths. According to it, this island's inhabitants are quite savage people. Wow, can you believe that these savagely looking people are quite savage? I can't believe that. I can't believe it. They live in small tribes. They know what the fire is, but can't make it. Each tribe carries fire in a wicker and worships it like an idol. What? What? The loss of fire is a great misfortune for those people. They communicate mainly by gestures. You keep turning the pages, but soon it makes you bored. You may need to look for something else. Okay. The flora. Quick look through the thick tome, full of numerous articles and hard-to-pronounce names, incomprehensible language. We've got Cedium and Biblis gigantea. 2 articles draw your attention. A beautiful lilac flower shown in the picture in the first article. Text on their picture says Giant Biblis gigantea, a group of insectivorous shrubs. Individual specimen can reach 1 meter in height. Its leaves are covered with sticky fuzz and glands that secrete digestive juice. It is known that even small animals may be entrapped by this plant. On the pictures of the second article, you see a high herbaceous plant topped by a panicle of small white flowers. It is written, Cedium, a group of plants that are widespread on Wild Island. It smells strongly in bloom and cause a sedative effect in case of long-lasting contact. Travelers are now recommended to walk far in Cedium fields due to possible danger. All right. I guess we'll look at the fauna. Wow. You see a shaggy. That does look like a shaggy. Scary beast. Oh, a shaggy, scary beast with saber-sharp teeth on the cover of the book. You skim through the pages. Aha, here is information. This beast that travelers called a saber-toothed wolf is one of the largest predators of Wild Island. It is primarily a nocturnal animal. Tough, fell, and thick layer of subcutaneous fat serve as fine armor, capable to stop a rifle bullet. Wow. Intolerant to loud and shrill sounds. It is also unable to climb a tree that can save an unlucky wayfarer who came across this creature. Close the book and shiver. It's better to steer clear of such a beast. Yep, definitely. You open the door and leave the library. Reading books is very helpful, but maybe you'll have the time to do something else. Alright, go to the square. Alright. I know, I already know. Go home. Visit the Traveler. Alright. The house of the Traveler, Cyrus Paganel, is the favorite place of the local kids because they love his stories about remote lands. That's kind of weird. And half of Mech-City's boys is in love with his daughter Irene. She, however, just chortles. Now she is more interested in journeys on distant islands. You come up to the door and knock on it. You hear steps inside and the host opens the door. Hello, Henry, he says. Come on in. I guess we'll go inside. Why even give me the option? Why even give me the option to go inside? Doesn't make any sense. Just put me inside. Cyrus closes the door and goes to his cabinet. You go to Irene's room and knock on the door. Irene greets you with impatient exclamation. She is petite and flexible, like a tiny snake. A green-gray cloak covers her shoulders, almost falling to the ground. Doesn't look like it's falling to the ground. Irene is fond of playing hide-and-seek and keeps winning all the time. Irene, you look like you're getting a little old for hide-and-seek, alright? Henry, quickly, let's go. I won't be late. Go, go, go. Wait, you say. Maybe we can ask your dad if he can tell us something about the island. Don't. You know him. He'll deliver a 1-hour election. We'll definitely be late for. Cyrus is not as verbose as Nicholas Swift. Maybe Irene's worries are groundless. After all, she is a fidget. It's amazing how she manages to sit still when hiding. What? Talk to Cyrus. Cyrus is sitting at his writing desk, looking at maps of some lands. Having noticed you coming through the door, he put them aside. Mr. Cyrus, do you happen to have the map of Wild Island? I had it somewhere. Let's look for it. You kept searching for quite a long time in spite of the fact that everyone was trying to help. Alas, a sheet of parchment was found. Disappointed you. A sheet of parchment that was found disappointed you. The map is incomplete and was not much benefit to you. Okay. Shut up, Henry. Cyrus consoles you. Look what I found. He holds a massive spyglass in his hands. It consists of 2 black cylinders belted by copper rings. Lenses are gleaming dimly. I thought I had lost it a long time ago, he smiled. Well, since we found it thanks to you, take it, it's yours. Such a present has improved your mood, and now you say goodbye to Cyrus and go to the exit. Irene is now with you. She can act secretly and stealthily if necessary, and you have a spyglass that will surely be of use to you. However, you spent too much time on looking for it. Now you have to hurry if you don't want to be late to Wild Island. Alright. Expecting the wonder that many people witness just once in a lifetime, you hurry to the edge of Mech-City Island. Very soon, you will see Wild Island float near. Joyful Snoopy runs close to you, sniffing the nearest bushes. He seems to look forward to seeing new lands too. You're in a hurry, almost like in you dream, moving branches of the coastal trees apart, being afraid to be late. Here is the edge of the island. A huge crowd is already gathered. People have come to watch this unprecedented event. Mech-City folk usually call the edge of the island as the strand. It really looks like a strand. Grass does not grow here and everything is covered with sand. When a strong wind is blowing, grains of sand are rising into the air and fall down into the fathomless depth under the island. Why does it sound like there's bones? Listen to this. There's a dog barking, a man laughing. Normally only clouds and foggy outlines of distant islands can be seen from the strand, but today everything is different. You stand still and a sigh of excitement comes out of your chest. Wild Island is floating slowly very close to you. Sometimes islands' edges collide, making deep rumbling noise. See, look at that. It sounds like bones rattling. Lumps of ground and sand masses come off and fall into the abyss. Earth shakes under the feet. This is an enchanting and scary sight at the same time. Now the idea to jump over to another island doesn't seem so fascinating anymore. You look closely at alien shores floating by. There's a tangle of some tall grass with pointed acanaciform leaves. Here are tall trees, enmeshed in lianas. Some birds, disturbed by the sound of collision, fly out of bushes from time to time. You can hear howls of unseen animals in the alien forest. And suddenly, a small, fluffy animal jumps right out to the shore. One long hop, and it is in front of you. Snoopy is barking furiously at it. What the shit is Snoopy doing? The frightened animal jumps back. Now Snoopy breaks loose and chases the animal before you can stop him. Snoopy, what the shit are you doing? They both vanish in the forest before you know it. Snoopy, stop! Snoopy! Without thinking about a hazard, you rush after your loyal friend. By a single jump, you cross a roaring precipice. Once again, Snoopy's silhouette flickers among the trees and disappears behind them. A few adults who saw your desperate act run towards you screaming something. You rush after Snoopy, moving deeper into the unfamiliar forest, being guided by distant barking. That's not barking. Although you ran as fast as possible, the bark is getting more and more distant. In the end, you're out of breath, feeling pain in the chest, no more strength to keep running. Wild Island Forest is around you, and instantly you realize that you've run too far. It's necessary to return for help, but it appears not so easy to find the way back. You could follow your trail, but there is a dense carpet of musty foliage on the ground, and it's impossible to see the footprints. You try to listen to the roar of clashing edges of two islands, but it is lost in the noise of disturbed inhabitants of the forest. It seems you're completely lost. You okay? A long time has already elapsed, and it's getting dark in the jungle. It looks like the night is falling. It's useless and dangerous to look for a way out in the dark. You are scared, tears are welling up in your eyes, but it's clear that you won't return home today. Apparently, you'll have to stay overnight here. You've come across a small forest glade and look around. Will it be safe to settle here, or should you find a safer place while it's not too dark? Let's ask Irene. Irene is a traveler's daughter. Without a doubt, her father would told her. Her father told her how to act in such situations. Hey, Irene, did your father tell you where they were staying overnight here? They tried to find a cave. They tried to find a cave to have a rest, she replied. He said it was dangerous to stay in the open. This place is teeming with predators, Henry. She shivers and seems to be about to cry. Henry, what are we going to do? The night is coming. What will happen to us? We will be eaten. It's like you said. We'll find a cave. Everything will be fine. You calm Irene down, but your own voice is trembling treacherously. You have no idea where to look for a cave. Maybe there are no caves in this part of the island. However, the luck is probably on your side today. Close to the glade, you find a spacious and dry grotto. Plus, it is absolutely uninhabited for everybody's relief. Now you can try to prepare for the night, or should you do something else first? I guess I'll, next. Whoa, no, it's one of the Shaggies! You can see that Irene cheered up. Yeah, I can see that. Now we can sleep with no worry. My father said we may not fear predators while we are in caves. Well, perhaps. The cave is a good shelter, which can protect you from the dangers of the forest during the night. The only thing that bothers you is the open entrance. It's getting dark outside very soon. In a few hours, you can hardly recognize objects at arm's length. The rest is hidden in impenetrable darkness. You are all tired and scared. The jungle outside is filled with strange and frightening sounds. Some animals scream and howl in the thicket. Weird rustles can be heard all the time. No wonder you can't fall asleep in such circumstances. Suddenly, forest animals begin to scream especially loud. You can hear some small rapid animals climbing up trees. It seems that a large predator is approaching. To your horror, you hear a rustle of moving branches and see sparkling eyes of a predator who is breathing loudly. You've got to do something before it's too late. I don't know. What? The unknown predator is coming closer, not taking sparkling eyes off you. You step back into the depth of the cave, desperately trying to think up something until you are cornered. Fear is seizing you. There's nothing you can do. Your adventure ends here. What? What? Okay. So, I think that's going to be it for my first try at Wild Island. If you want to see me play more of this game, say so in the comments. Otherwise, I don't know. I honestly feel like I just went on a 10-hour journey in a matter of 20 minutes. But I was blacked out for like 80% of it. I don't know what I don't know. So thank you for watching and listening. And let me know. Okay. See you.